I think masturbation is pointless.
Really?
I don't do it. Like, I refuse to sit there, pull my hand out and like go to town. Like, I just don't do it. I need a body next to me. If there's no body next to me, like kissing, some kind of touching, some kind of something, that'll make me jerk off. But just imagine me masturbating, just sitting there thinking about something, can't do it.
Not even porn?
If it's straight porn, like me being gay, I don't like gay porn. Gay porn is like disgusting to me. Probably because I can see it at the gay bar. So it's like I can see it at the bar, like I don't want to see you now doing porn. Like the straight porn kind of turns me on. Like to watch a penis go inside of a vagina, like back and forth, like it's just something about that pounding that it just does something for me. But yeah, like I can't sit in the house and just imagine it's like, oh, I'm gonna just jerk off this morning. No, can't do it.
Even if you're deprived?
I'm never deprived.
Hey.
Oh.
So so penis is just available for you.
I mean, penis is all. I mean, one thing about being gay that men think with their penis. So penis is gonna always be available. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, not that I'm going around just having a bunch of penises. But at the same time, like like most times I'm gonna use it in a relationship. But if I'm not in a relationship, I just
go without.
I'm okay. I focus on doing makeup or something.
Wow, that is amazing.
I wish I knew how to masturbate.
Well, you don't know how?
I don't know how. I can't just do it and get off to it. I can't. I wish I knew how. Just be able to rub one out whenever you want. But I really don't know how. I guess I don't have the imagination to do it. I don't know. I'm like I need a body.
I know. But what about porn?
Right.
Yeah. Well,
X, Pornhub, X.
Don't get me wrong. I like watching porn, but it's not interactive. Like I can't do
So it's like a
with it.
disconnect.
I'm connected to it on a different level, not anything remotely physical. Like I can look at it and be intrigued by it, but I can't. Like I just can't.
And let's be honest, the storylines are stupid. Like they walk in, they go to the bar. Oh, you look hot.
What kind of porn you watch? Cause
Yeah.
I
love the storyline.
Terrible storylines.
I love a good
We don't really
storyline.
care about the plots. Let's be real. They can have.
I don't know. I have a favorite that has a plot, and I don't even watch the actual intercourse part. I just watch it for the funnies.
What's your favorite plot?
Well, this one they met online, and one was not feeling the other one because she had never been with a woman before. It was very cheesy and cliche, but the lead up was good. I don't even watch the sex part no more because I've seen it so many
That's a
times.
plot?
But yeah, that part's like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
That's long for porn.
But that I'll look at a storyline first before I choose if that's the porn that I'm gonna watch based on the storyline. If it's like creative enough or how this could possibly progress.
So do you masturbate, Brendan?
Yes.
How often do you?
Every day.
Really?
Every day.
Why not?
Wow.
That is good. Why not?
Is it like a set time that you masturbate?
No. Let me take that back. Not every day. When there is time for it, then yes.
Is it a long time? Like how long is time for it? Like
It depends. It depends on the storyline, what I'm watching, if I'm into it. You could have a long session or a slow session.
so it's always connected to a show, a porn.
Yes, or like if you're like walking down the street and you see somebody and you have like some sort of interaction, you find that person attractive.
You go back to the office and you just jerk off.
No, not that. Not on the job. Not on the job. But then maybe I'll save that for later if I'm thinking about that guy.
Interesting.
I think like after shower is my time. I'm all relaxed or clean. It's like, all right, well, I have nothing to do for a little bit. Why not?
Do you get back in afterwards?
That's what I was going to say.
I mean, no, I don't get all messy. I mean, if I do get messy, yeah, but depending on like how, there's different levels to it for women.
You know, is coffee for me.
Yeah.
Coffee. Wake up in the morning, do your biz, start your day. You be so
Feel
happy.
great. Damn.
So how many toys do you own?
Well, I'm not really a toyer. I haven't really mastered the toy because
It's the only silver
I'm
bullet she
a penetration type of person. So yeah, like the bullet and that type stuff, no, doesn't really do it for me. I'm a whole dildo type person.
So since I never had sex with a woman, like walk me through your masturbation. Like, what does that look like?
It can look like a lot of things. You can. One can be down this way, one can be down that way. You can be penetrating each other at the same time. You can do fingers, and if you're into double penetration, you can do fingers and then a toy. It's a lot. You gotta watch it.
So wait, so you said masturbation, you inserted other people. into the masturbation process?
Oh, sure.
Oh, okay.
So it's like
So it
that's
doesn't-
not really masturbation, that's sex, though.
Well, if sometimes if
Yeah.
say if you this is what y'all doing and they just want to watch me do it, then I have to get myself together while they watch before they join. So yeah, it's like goes like that sometimes.
Do you like being watched?
Yeah, I like being watched, like just like even like this, even with the cameras and stuff. So during sex, it's like a double whammy.
Yeah.
So,
You gotta check that couch after she's done.
it's time to say. It's time to say.
Over here, what?
Yeah. So wait, you said you never had sex with a woman?
No,
How old are you?
I'm 35. The whole thought makes me cringe, honestly.
But you'd watch it.
I watch it because in my head, I'm the woman.
Okay.
So in my head, I'm the woman that's being this extremely large penis is going in me. So that's my mind frame. But for me to actually have sex with a woman, the whole thought makes me cringe.
The thought of putting your
None of it. I'm
into
good.
it. Oh my god.
I'm alright. And to be honest, I've had oral sex with a woman when I was younger. Like I ate somebody out before, but like it was cool, but like it's just not
It gets
my
way
thing.
better.
Nah, I'm sure for you it does, but for me it gets way worse. I mean, the whole thought of no, I'm good.
But it's so warm and
So is a butthole.
Cuddly.
Very warm, nice and tight, many different forms and fashions. I just can't get into the vagina.
each his own.
But
That
sure.
oral was the bomb back in the day though, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't.
No.
It was kind of pointless.
What? It wasn't the same as a man being down
No,
there?
it's not.
No.
It's the same
Oh my
act.
It's not the same, man, because my whole thing is like, you know, I've tried to have sex. Well, in recent years, as I got older, a girl was trying to have sex with me. I won't get hard. It's like he'd be like, no, I'm good. Like he know what he want. He don't want that.
That head, you
I
got
feel like it's y'all. Y'all.
It's not y'all. It's because I know what I want. I want a penis.
No.
I
So
want a
that's what I'm
man's
saying.
body.
You saying that your penis knows what it wants, but y'all want the same thing.
We
so
don't. We don't want the same thing.
What about a woman's ass?
Nothing about a woman turns me on. They're cute to go shopping with. That's it. You got pretty. I know. I can spot a woman and say, "Oh, she's beautiful," but me actually having sex with a woman, not happening. Not interested. Nothing that could persuade me at all.
Nothing. You know what you want.
I guess it's similar to like if you see a guy and like, oh, he's cute, but you know, not
Yeah, I
really.
feel you.
You know what I mean? So it's the same thing.
Yeah.
You know? Hey.
Interesting.
Do you masturbate?
Me?
No, not at all. So we got 3 people that don't do it, but one that does.
Is it because you don't masturbate? Is it because you have a wife and vagina is always
No.
available?
He's a control. I think it's control. for him.
Probably.
Like he controls the orgasm. Like it takes.
You
a-
press that button.
So do I.
No, it takes a very long time for him to. So I think
You
it's
think
in his.
about stuff?
I don't know what it is.
Might be just the middle of the night. Yeah, well, once we had kids, it's a lot of things change. You know?
Right.
Timing changes.
Timing,
for sure.
your whole timing changes. You know, it's like a lot of times I might roll over. I feel a leg, and it's a little leg. It's my daughter in there. You know, so
Literally.
you know, a lot of things change, but I don't. I mean, you know, I probably get on the nerves with it. But
Was that always the case, or was it?
yeah, it's
Yeah.
always been the case. It's always been the case. But it was probably, you know, it was on the prowl when I was single, you know, all the time, because I'm not masturbating, you know. I need something.
But it
now-
doesn't help me because let's think about like, you know, all the time you don't always feel like having sex.
Right.
Like he's
Yeah,
always
not
wants
all
to
the
have
time.
sex. He's never satisfied if I'm not a part of it. Like he's never, you know, helping himself.
So I guess it's different. Well, being that y'all are married. So if you woke up and he was just sitting there jerking off, like you wouldn't feel no type of way about that?
I'll be grossed out probably. Like what the heck is wrong?
Because like, how does that work? Like I know for me in a relationship, like you know, one of my partners, like that I was with previously, he was somebody. He was always like horny, and like I'm a horn bug too. But at the same time, like sometimes I don't feel like it because you know in our realm of sex is a little bit different. So this is like if you're going to be the top or the bottom has to kind of prepare a little
You
bit
have to
more than-
prepare.
You gotta be a little bit prepared for that. So especially if they're well endowed, you can't just jump
Just
right in
go
and have
for
sex.
it, yeah.
So for me, I woke up one time and he woke up, he was sitting there jerking off. I was mad because my whole thing is I'm laying right here. So
Right,
what
right.
are you doing?
Right.
But he was just like, nah, I know sometimes you don't be feeling like it as long
But
as I could
ask
just
me.
feel you. But no, like don't just
We're not
like,
listening.
yeah, don't assume.
You
So-
felt left out.
I did feel like I felt left out. Yeah, I did. It's like if you woke up and you saw that, you wouldn't just like, hey man, I got you. You just jump in.
But would you be mad if he did that if you weren't there?
If I wasn't there, no, I wouldn't be mad. Because like I wouldn't know.
You wouldn't know.
I wouldn't know.
That makes sense.
But we've been together so long, I know that I would never wake up and he would be doing it. He just isn't, like, he literally doesn't masturbate.
Yeah, I've tried to catch him. Never, can't. It doesn't happen.
That's crazy.
Like I said, I wish I knew how. It's like an
Yeah, to
instant
make
stressor.
things a lot easier, right?
Yeah, like, all right, well, you tripping, I'm gonna go handle my own business.
I've had instances where the masturbation is better than that. Like, I don't know how many, if you do masturbate, if you have somebody in mind, but the masturbation session was actually better than the actual sex session.
Well, because you're creating the fantasy,
Yeah.
and that's
You
what it
control the whole
is.
thing.
I don't
Yeah.
think nobody can exceed my imagination.
For sure.
Right.
Oh.
And that's probably why I'm always.
You know how to press your own buttons. That's why.
You said you're always disappointed?
You're disappointed when you have sex?
Huh?
You're always disappointed?
No, I mean, like, I can sometimes please myself better than others.
Somebody else can.
Yeah.
I agree with
Sucks
that.
sometimes.
Yeah.
Because I be like,
But I think at a certain point in your relationship, you can kind of direct your partner.
well, I've never been in a relationship. So.
Okay.
You've never been in one?
No, so that's probably why I never had a chance to really have somebody like actually learn in and out.
Okay.
So it's just like, oh, you suck, this person.
Next.
Thank you. Next.
So you're not opposed to teaching your, did you have to teach him? Like, not to get too personal, but.
Not necessarily teach, like, you're not doing this correctly, but in order to enhance and heighten the experience, you say, like, oh, I think I like this as opposed to this. Do it this way.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, same way we talk. You know, we've had, you know, because when we met, we were kind of, you know, adult, like 26, something like that. So, you know, we had prior relationships, prior flings, and certain things, you know, that your past mate might like, your new mate might not like that, might not go for that. So, you know, so it's trial and error.
There's always a feeling out
Yeah.
process when you start dealing with someone new.
Yeah.
But nobody talks or nobody like utilizes that to their advantage in terms of like, oh, I'm going to teach you what I want, but in a more aggressive, dominant type
You don't
way.
necessarily have to verbalize what you don't have to come out and ask what do you like, because if you're a man paying attention to her,
Right.
you know
For
what she
sure.
likes.
Oh yeah, there's like there's nonverbal cues, and you can start
Yeah.
moaning and groaning, and you're like, all right, now.
Yeah, the body will speak more words than the mouth ever could
No, you never lied about that.
during sex.
And even afterwards, I think that's like where it really comes in. Like, oh, that trick you pulled out last night, like
sure.
that
Do
was
that again.
it. Like,
Do
make
that
sure that comes
Do it
up
again.
next time.
And I'll be like, yeah,
Like,
I know, because I saw it when
make sure
during.
that comes up.
I know.
But how often do you go in your bag of tricks? Like, do you go in your bag of tricks the first time y'all have sex, and you just wait?
You wait.
Well,
What you mean?
You gotta be so numb.
Well, I think like it's a whole like learning process once you get like comfortable enough with somebody to pull out certain tricks you normally wouldn't pull out because some people might,
You don't want to
know.
overwhelm
You
that
know?
person. You know what I mean?
You don't want to scare them.
Yeah, and you can't give them
first
everything at
time.
once
I've-
too. You gotta keep.
I've dealt with girls that come from like a strict Catholic background. So you know you gotta take baby steps sometimes.
That's interesting.
Well, for me, I'm not in a relationship, so I'm going for the bang from the
That's what I'm talking about. She Baby Ruth.
Yeah, the first time I'm gonna give you one trick, just so you know, like, yeah, that's
So the first time you're gonna think I'm a magician.
yeah, the magician.
Voila.
Then probably by the fifth time you'll be like, oh, hold up, okay. Yeah.
About this trick.
What trick?
So what tricks do you pull out?
Yeah, exactly. Good guy.
I thought they said not in detail.
When they said, no names, but get the detail. What's the bag of tricks?
So you have to be careful with foods because certain stuff. So what did I do before? It was pretty crafty. I had to improvise.
Strawberry.
No, they got the little. So you gotta be careful with the textures because certain stuff don't feel good against certain parts of the skin. And certain stuff can irritate you. Certain citrusy stuff.
Okay.
That
Stay away
burns.
from citrusy stuff.
So
Even
no
if you don't
grapefruit?
have.
No grapefruit.
See, I've always wanted to try the grapefruit.
You gonna try the grapefruit
Yeah,
at your
I always
discretion.
wanted to, but I don't know if he would be okay with me pulling that trick.
the
That's when you cut a hole in the
You
grapefruit
put it around the penis and like you.
and go to
you
town.
go to
And then you squeeze a little because it's all like wet and crazy.
But if that citrus get into that tip,
Yeah.
Yeah, I can only see
you
it.
won't think you got committed.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Well, I don't think so because I got.
You got great
Come on,
friends.
No. I always wanted to see what it was like to kind of like, you know how Listerine, you have that like that thing in your mouth. So like somebody had gargle Listerine first and then gave me head. It was like that. It was like this.
Felt like
peppermint-
Blistex.
No, it was like this. Yeah, it felt like Blistex.
Blistex.
It was a whole like minty experience. I can't explain it. But it felt
Like
good.
icy.
It felt good.
It felt good.
Did it feel good because he was doing it good or the sensation?
The sensation.
Oh, okay.
It was, well, I mean both, but I mean he got a happy ending.
Somebody told me the same thing. Listerine, like, it really does something good.
But I heard that I ain't trying to take it there, but I heard that when you cleanse your mouth before oral sex, it kind of opens up your risk of getting something transmitted because just the palate is clean. So it's easy to penetrate whatever the infection is easy to penetrate aside from you. Damn, I ain't trying to go there. But if your mouth's not dirty, but just as it is, it's a little bit tougher. It's sort of like when you don't got no boogers.
Shield on
Oh look, give me that dirty mouth. That dirty mouth was good. I ain't thinking that deep into it.
That's not a situation you want to like wear
No, but yeah,
protection
go do the
on. Because
Listerine
let's
thing.
be real, head
I never tried
sucks
that.
with a condom. So you
Dental
don't
Oh
want
yeah, that's not head. I don't know what that is. It's like neck. Like I don't know.
And they got like these flavored condoms, I guess.
They're
but
disgusting.
they-
It's still not the real deal. Like I just, yeah. Oral protection for oral sex is not oral sex.
Everything sucks with a condom, but you still gotta be careful.
So for those that masturbate, so you mean something like you never masturbated at work? Like is this thing like if you're at work and you just get a sensation, you don't go to the bathroom and just handle your business? And
No.
I
go back
did
to
that
work?
before, and I'm worried because I'm not gonna say where I work, but it's really, really it's like Fort Knox. I work in a very, very secured place. Okay, you guys can just about imagine how many places you could work at that's super, super secure. And if anything was to happen, I'm like, I know there's cameras in the bathroom, and I know they would know.
In the bathroom?
In the
It's
bathroom.
against the law.
I don't think so. Not where I work.
That's very illegal.
Yeah.
Well,
Very illegal.
then I should be safe. But
You should get a lawyer.
Unless you
definitely
She
on
just
break.
wants to cover herself. That's all. She's
Right,
saying.
definitely on break.
So are you loud during the process?
No, I am such a mouse.
a mouse, and you feel better.
Well, you don't want to get caught.
Right,
You
I'm
know.
at work.
So it's like no moaning, no groaning. You're just like
Well, the exhaust be on. Oh shit!
Yeah, that'll cover
So
it.
you can get away with some heavy
And then they
breathing.
got the thing that you change the baby on.
No.
So you went to the family
So you
bathroom.
went to the
I
family.
go to companion care. Yes,
So you laying there on companion care like this with your legs open, you just
for sure.
You did not lay
Bruh.
on the baby thing.
With my uniform.
Only because
thing.
I'd be changing my. I changed.
Right.
Well, they clean it. They clean it because it's
Not all
for
bathrooms.
no, they do. I watch them. Like I work
Mhm.
there, so they clean it after almost every use because people with disabilities and stuff, they can get a little bit messy. So
So I wonder what the weight. I never thought about that.
With the
Like,
weight requirement.
The weight requirement on that thing.
I'm only 134 pounds.
So 100, at least 134 pounds.
For sure.
Got you.
Are you saving that for your bag of tricks? Is that what
Like, I never
But if it's 134 plus,
No, don't do it with a partner. You're just gonna collapse.
Sink fall.
so you tried this.
No, I'm just saying. I don't think they can carry all that weight. That's all.
So have you ever had sex in the bathroom?
No,
I have, but I mean I'm sure you have.
I
mean,
haven't.
Are you sure?
I'm
You
positive.
pleading the fifth?
I'm not. I didn't spill everything else. Why would I lie about that? I've never had sex in a public bathroom. I'm too icky for that.
public bathrooms are gross.
They're very gross, and you don't know if that's water or you don't know if that's urine. I'm cool.
Yeah,
I'm cool.
I've never done it either.
No, I mean I have. Public bathroom, outside, backyard, cars.
Cars for sure.
Yeah.
outside.
My cars, yeah.
Outside is the best though. Like it's like that whole what if somebody catches us?
Yeah.
That's cool. What if somebody catches us?
It is like what if somebody catches us? Maybe like you both leave the club. You know y'all both go for a little walk. It's like a little
I've
alleyway right
never
there.
had club dick.
Never.
No.
It's the best.
I can't. You've been dancing and sweating and drinking. It's coming out of your pores.
Nothing wrong with a little must.
Yes, it is.
What's wrong with a little must?
I can't have sex unless if I'm intoxicated. That's another thing because I'm not paying attention. But when you come in my house, you can't even wear shoes. You think I'm gonna have sex with you without you taking a shower?
Oh no.
So you just can't even just get into it. You have to.
They gotta be prepared.
It has to be a plan.
The plan.
It's like
No, it's not clean. I be like, keep it up, but go take a shower.
But everybody that's been out in the club all night long might not be musty down there.
But I don't have
Once you get married, it's like.
I'll cross that bridge when I get there.
All right.
For now, clean dick and clean vagina only.
Vagina.
I like vagina better.
Vagina is cute.
It's cute, right?
What's vagina?
Vagina.
Uh-oh.
Like how they say Tarjay is vagina.
That actually sounds better than vagina.
Doesn't it?
It does.
Vagina.
Vagina.
I'm gonna start calling it vagina.
You should.
I want some vagina.
A vagina sausage.
That's like an oxymoron.
I know it is a man.
Any Mile High Clubbers?
Aww.
Long time.
What's my hot?
Wait, that would be
Having
something
sex
consider
on an
a public
airplane.
bathroom. So yes, I
No
did
way.
have sex
Oh,
in a
no.
public bathroom.
On an airplane?
On an airplane.
Was it a private jet?
No.
Them small bathrooms, how did y'all fit in there?
Dog, I'm 134 pounds and I only mess with small niggas.
Oh shit.
I mean small guys, sorry.
Yeah, this was years ago with a girl that I met in the terminal.
What terminal?
So like a one night stand.
While I was waiting
But in the air.
One flight stand.
One flight
What
stand.
terminal?
Flight stay and it was awesome.
What terminal?
I think it was American Airlines.
What terminal?
I don't remember.
And y'all were going to the same destination.
Was that you?
I was like, she was
I was like, why you asking, like,
Was that
That
you?
was not me. I was at work.
yeah, that was when I only just did it because I wanted to be in the club.
But in the airplane,
Yeah, and she
It's
was
not all it's cracked up to be.
Was there people waiting outside?
Yeah,
Like
how
that's
did
what I would be worried about. Is like you go in and you're two people, and then
You don't go at the same time.
But if
the
somebody's
people
waiting
sitting
and you're
there,
both
they
in
see-
there.
There's 2 bathrooms.
Yeah, but at that point,
it
who
was a big
cares?
plane.
Yeah, who cares? Like, all right. Why are y'all coming to bed? None of your damn business.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 2 bathrooms. You don't know.
Oh, you want to come in with us? What's up?
It wasn't really good sex though. It was really bad. My ears were popping, my head was bumping, my wig was coming off. It was just bad.
Yeah, I mean, it's
So you
not.
were-
I just wanted to try. I knew it wasn't going to be all it was cracked up to be. But some things you see, you be like, I want to do that. I did that. Wasn't that great? But it's not.
It's not ideal. You know, you just do it just to say. You did it.
was there
There's
someone you knew?
limited-
Well, cause he's hit a one flight stand. Were y'all
Oh,
flying together?
one flight stand, yeah. I actually went with this guy to Miami, and he got on my nerve. And prior to this was on the way back. I knew I wasn't gonna talk to him no more. But on the way up, I left him on the flight, and he flew to Miami by himself. He flew first class and didn't tell me. So I got off the flight, told him I did not want to stay on the flight. I got off, but I flew. He made me feel so bad the next day. I flew back out the next day. When it
Did you
came
fly
back,
out first class?
yeah, I flew out on first class, but it was to Miami, so my first class to Miami is nothing. You have to fly international to really experience
do it.
the experience.
It's like a 3-hour flight to Miami.
Yeah.
On the way back, it was just like horrible. I don't like Miami, so I can still smell like the Miami rain and the hotel. Maybe because I just had a bad experience when I was there. I could just
You got a
still
good
smell.
Right.
Yeah, I can still smell cucumber melon when I feel like it. It's crazy. Yeah. I know out of all smells, but yeah.
What?
So if you want to have plain sex, go try it, but it's not going to be good.
No.
I'm not.
It's
interested.
just a cross off your
Cramp,
list.
Charlie horse, the ding-ding telling you to put your seatbelt on, your ears popping, don't wear a wig. It's just bad.
There was a little bit of turbulence of the water in the little bowl.
Oh.
No way.
That was a bit distracting.
I'm just trying to land. I'm not even trying to play around in the air. Get me to the ground. I don't want to do anything to mess up the balance of the plane.
I be trying it. I don't be putting my phone on airplane mode. I don't. Sorry.
So that's you.
Electronic devices, please. I'm watching this movie on this iPad. You're crazy.
So do you guys have like a list? Like instead of bucket list, a bucket list?
Ooh.
Sorry for my language.
Oh, that's cute.
Bucket list.
Like,
I feel like he has one. A little small one. Might not be long.
Nah, I really don't.
You want to check this stuff off. Okay.
wait.
Hell
Hell yeah.
I've had group sex. I've had threesomes. I've had, I've went to parks before.
You with the weird?
Parks.
What's that mean?
Casino?
Oh no, like a park.
Oh, like a park.
Like-
Oh, a park outside.
Like
Okay.
outside at the
I was
like,
like, that's
jungle
random.
gym.
Well, no, it's a little bit more in detail. Get into detail. So basically, in the LGBTQ umbrella, we have like hookup spots. So it was
Cruising
like a
spots.
park. Like you go to the park, like in Philly. I'm gonna say what they
It's
are.
like a mad
I want to
sex.
know where the park is.
So it's like Huntington Park. Like if you go to Huntington Park at a certain time of night, anybody you see walking to Huntington Park, like
They're
9 times out of
looking.
10, they're looking, they're cruising. There's like different areas that we go to.
No,
I mean,
seriously, is it a mad sex? Like we freaking here tonight.
it's not a
Yeah.
mass text. You just know those are the areas.
You know those are the areas.
You just know. Yeah.
This is
Like before they redid the art museum area, it used to be called Acres. Like Acres, that was a designated area. If you go down Acres at like 12 o'clock in the morning to like 4 o'clock a.m. and you see a bunch of guys in there, 9 times out of 10, that's what's going on in the park.
Right.
So, I mean, but I was a lot younger than I was a little bit more. I'm way more scarier now than I was. You know, younger. You know, as you get older, people know you. So I want to be like, I saw Jacen at the park yesterday. Now I'm good. But yeah, like you know, when I don't think I have a bucket list. Pretty
You know?
much.
Like places, like
A church, I wouldn't mind doing that.
experience.
I have a person.
A church would be
Okay,
kind
well,
of
I mean,
kind
they're,
of.
they're still a part of the list.
Yeah,
but,
I have a person, but not necessarily a place.
you know, like
Oh,
the Mile
wait.
High Club, like that might be somebody on
What'd you
somebody's
say?
list. Like the Mile High Club, like that was on his list. He just wanted to cross it off. Like it wasn't anything, you know.
I could have did without. Could have had a V8.
I hate my driving. I'm trying to think like what could be on my bucket list. I don't know.
I,
I want one of those real nice suites in Vegas that just like overlook the whole city. And I just want to have all the windows open.
I was about to say I would like a big window. I got a nice body. I would like a really big window, like pressed up against it.
I mean, we went to the bootleg Vegas, which is AC.
Yeah.
We've done every.
What's the bootleg?
We've probably done every.
The LA and Philly.
We've done every single reprehensible act in those hotels.
I feel like everyone has in a hotel.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, it's just something about being on a high level with the windows open.
Balcony was my favorite.
The balcony.
The balcony.
So what happened on the balcony?
Like just, you know, it wasn't even the kind like where the wall, you know how the balconies where the walls come out and it like starts where the railing, like no, it was a piece where the wall stopped and the balcony juts out. So there's no walls. It's just like, you know, the little rail so you won't fall off. And it was just a freeing experience.
Yeah.
You know, just owning it.
She-
Enclosed
But-
out, like
Owning
outdoor,
it.
like
Outdoor, like, yeah, outside
It was
balcony.
outdoor for the world to see, but
Yeah.
it was at a time of night where no one is really walking through.
But we get like,
That you know
we,
of.
we got 2 spectators. Like,
Yeah,
not
we woke up the
spectators.
next morning and we thought we were going to be on Wall Street.
We did have to go check social media just to make sure we didn't end up there because we were like, yeah, we were drinking.
Question: do you masturbate? Like if you're on vacation, do you masturbate while you're on the vacation, or is there no need for it because y'all together and it's time for freaks?
I know. With or without her, I don't know how to do it.
Say that. You said with or without her, you don't want her to do it.
I don't know how to do it.
Oh, and you're a masturbator. He's not.
Yeah, pretty much.
You're a masturbator every day.
I don't think we heard from you about your
I'm not a masturbator.
ever.
No, I have masturbated. I'm not a
How did you?
masturbator.
If you don't mind me asking.
At one point in life, I think I had like a bullet, but that's like it's a weird thing. Like
Bullets are fairly new, so
that's not new.
So
the
this is
little
recent.
silver thing with the
That's so new. How many? What do you say new? How many?
like the last 5 years.
No way. No way.
No, it's longer.
No.
It's older than that.
you're new, but you're millennial.
All right, O'Head.
I had a friend. She called me. Her car got broken into, and she was like mortified. And she's like,
They stole her.
They stole her bullet.
Oh my
No,
god.
she was like right out of the glove compartment. She's like, what do I do? She's like, do I put that in the police report? Like, how do I like?
Because I want it back.
Because she's like, I want it back. I'm devastated.
Stolen bullet.
Yeah, it's stolen from her.
Double A battery.
And the worst part is that when it happened and she was filing the police report, her parents were with her.
Oh no.
So like clearly you're not gonna bring that up while your parents
Just
are
let
there.
that one go, right?
Yeah.
Hey mom, they stole my bullet.
I don't know my mom.
I don't
She'd
know.
be like, I'm so sorry for you. Like, we'll go find you and no one.
You wanna borrow mine? I remember I was mortified. I found my mom's dildo. Yeah, like I was in her room looking. She's like, go to look for something. So I'm looking for it. I'm like going into bed, and in comes this 12-inch long plastic.
Mom gotta have a life too, Jacen.
But no, I was kind of like, Mom, what you doing with this? She said, why are you in that bag? Get out
But
my
why
bag.
would you? And you told her that's funny because you showed her like
Because I'm that guy. Like I was always that as a kid too. Like, I'm like, what you doing with this?
busted.
Put that back. But then when I saw it, I was kind of like, oh, what is this?
What is it?
I found my mom's. I told her she had to upgrade. Hers was like way too old. I'm like, Mom, like that's pathetic. I was like, I'm gonna buy you a new one for Christmas.
Oh wait, so you was upgrading. I was about to say like you was disgusted, but you wanted to upgrade her.
No, I needed to upgrade her. It was
That's
I was
so
like,
nice and considerate.
Yeah,
I'm proud of you.
She said as old as
I don't even know if my mother has a sex life. I asked her years ago, but I was in high school, and I was that person in high school that did just enough to get past. Like I could excel and be great, but I wasn't going to college. I already knew that, so I just was doing the bare minimum. So I'm like, Mom, do you and Dad still have sex? My mom and Dad still together. You need to worry about you guys seeing biology. I'm like, all right, sis.
I caught my mom and dad one
that's
time.
a
That
no.
was mortifying.
That had to have
You
been.
caught them?
Yeah, I caught them.
Oh god.
Did
I
they look
never-
like they was enjoying it?
I mean, my mom was handling her business.
Period.
And it was bad because, like, you know, as a kid, like, you know, you're always like, they shut the room door and you're supposed to be outside. They put you out, like, go outside and play.
Yep.
But I was that kid, you know, come
No.
back in the house. Like, what's the door shut? Open the door and I'm just standing there. Like,
Oh.
You were intrusive.
no, so like when I opened the door went like this, so the door went slow. I'm like, Mommy, what are you doing? She's like, go outside.
Get in my life, Jacen. Mind your business.
That's the biggest fear of mine, for my kids, to catch us having sex.
I feel like that's when it's time for the talk.
My gosh.
Yeah, we have again.
Our kids are little.
How old are your kids?
4 and 9. My
Kids
daughter
are
is 4.
being exposed to sex earlier and earlier. The
Not
earlier
me.
you talk to them about it, because whether you talk to them about it, they're still going to be exposed to it.
They're not gonna be
I
exposed
touched
to
my
me.
first penis at 7.
Why?
Because it was there.
No way.
What was it doing there?
Like, what
It was
7
disgusting. I really didn't know what I was
whose
doing.
penis is it?
Huh?
Yeah,
Whose
what was it
penis?
doing there?
Can I say his name?
No,
Like,
it's like a plastic or something. Like what?
yeah, I mean, I really didn't know what I was doing. I wasn't having sex with him, but like, I was like, what is that? I know that I'm not supposed to see it, but
No way.
There for you to touch.
So did people?
and why is it just moving?
what,
Like
what is this? Did people have sex first, or did you masturbate first?
I think we all masturbate before we realize what we're doing.
Yeah,
That's kind of how it works. So
But I remember being a kid being mortified because I thought that it was like I was peeing, but I didn't know what it was. I just knew that like I got hard and then I woke up and it was like all this stuff on the bed and I'm like,
What
peeing
dream it
myself,
happened?
like, what is this? Like,
I thought something was wrong. Like I was in pain the next. I mean, it felt great, but like when I woke up the next day, it was in pain. I was like, oh, fuck, I'm gonna tell somebody like, what's going on.
I have a very strange method of masturbating, and I'm not really open to sharing right now.
So why would you bring it up?
Because I wanted to stir you guys up. Like,
Don't stir us. Give us a fill my cup. Fill me.
We got 2 different ones.
Well, it's all right. I want your one. So what's your way of masturbating? Walk us through.
Strange is very.
Strange,
I'm
right.
intrigued by it.
Strange, right?
Yeah.
So, never mind.
Oh God.
You ain't gonna leave us hanging like
How you gonna bring me an appetizer with no main dish? Ain't I like dessert? I'm gonna keep
They
that.
don't come out at the same time anyway.
But you gotta give it over to me.
No, I'm
I
not.
want to feel all the thrusts.
I
What,
digress.
do you like hang upside down and blindfold yourself or something?
No, how am I gonna do that? That's suicide.
Your wig is off and then you just like bend over. Like what do you do?
Is that like is masturbation is like a learned thing? Because like you seem like this is what you do, masturbate. Like
Yeah, because I don't have much of a sex life. Like because I'm not in a relationship and I'm not willing to just have sex when I feel like it, I have to masturbate.
But isn't the beauty about not being in a relationship? You get to have sex when you feel like it.
No, I'm not. Did you miss the part where I was a germaphobe?
So you a
There's
germaphobe
too
and a
much.
horn dog and you like to masturbate.
Period.
that's amen.
German from.
If I wasn't in a relationship, like before him, that's how I was. Like, of course you're horny all the time,
I'm
but
an
you don't like.
overanalyzer.
There's too much out there to just put the risk on the table all the
It
time.
is.
So.
If I can't take you through the proper steps, that's exactly why I don't have a lot of sex. People don't want to do the precautionaries before we actually do it. By the time they're done with that, they don't want to have sex anymore. That's
Oh,
fine.
take the shower.
Take the shower.
Bring the paperwork.
get
Bring their
the
paperwork
test.
so we
You want
can.
to bring paperwork?
Cause it's stuff out there that you can get with a condom on. So I need to know I'm safe. How am I gonna have fun if I don't know that I'm safe?
So you're not having any spontaneous types.
Hell no.
Not that we're
No.
adults now.
You said what now?
Not that we're adults. Kids, we might have been a little reckless, but now that I understand all the
As
rest.
an adult, you have so many things going on through your brain, kid or not. I think when you don't have a kid, you thinking even more because you don't got nothing else to focus on.
No, I'm saying when I was a kid, I might have had
no.
more, like, I might have been
More risky.
more risky.
Oh, for sure.
Whereas
but now,
now
as
that
an
I'm
adult,
adult,
and
I'm
I'm
like-
reading and I'm always on Google,
No.
Get off of Google.
Spontaneous sex is the best sex, though.
for sure. I'll take your word for it.
Because
But
good-
I'm not
good sex is
really
always,
risky.
good sex is always good when you're not supposed to be having sex with that person.
I've had that.
When you're not supposed to be having sex with that person.
When you're not supposed to be having sex with that person,
Like an
that
ex.
sex is
That's
always
when
better.
it's better.
The forbidden sex.
The forbidden sex.
Forbidden sex is
That's
pretty
why I
great.
get some
That was my
wigs.
greatest sex.
I can turn it up.
You get some wigs.
Get some wigs. I'll change up my
Some
appearance.
role playing.
Some role playing.
So y'all never did role play before? Or you was never Molly the maid? Or he was Bobby the builder?
What, she dressed up, she dressed up as Mrs. Claus one year.
Remember that?
And that shit was all.
Oh, that's what I do.
So wait.
On the Lord's birthday. I'm
So she
kidding.
just came out of Mrs. Claus. What did you do?
I was just watching TV and she came down with this whole Mrs. Claus thing. But I was like, shit, I was thinking I was watching the game or something. And that was like,
Game off.
game off right away. She danced, she danced and everything.
Was it to this Christmas?
I don't know what, I can't even
What's
remember.
up? Did I have a
Is it?
I can't remember what the song was or
Next time on Sex with a Millennial.
Threesomes. You guys have one? You guys have one?
No.
No, yes. It's either you have or you have not. What is it called? The category?
Plushies.
Oh, shit.
So yeah, it's like these really big teddy bears, like life-size teddy bears, and like you put like mine has a strap on.
Okay.
So
Because once you're really confident and know that, all right, I might get the number, but I ain't gonna hit it up tomorrow because I'm not desperate for it.
I know somebody. When you're ready, I know somebody. We've already
Hey,
talked about all
it's
this.
It's been
All right,
over
so-
a year.